My name is Ginger Oaks, and I'm the Executive Director of the Berryville Chamber of Commerce. We are in Berryville, Arkansas, which is in the mountains of northwest Arkansas between Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and Branson, Missouri. Most people know those areas, maybe more than they would our little small town of Berryville. But it's a wonderful place to live. I was born and raised here and left for several years and have retired and come back home. I am one of a large family of 14 on one side of my mother's and 10 on the other side. So these people of these hills are my family. And I've been asked to say something about the Grandview Hotel, how wonderful it is that someone has taken over the old hotel and is making it beautiful again. When I was young, the square was a very active place because, of course, at that time there was no Walmart, and there was, I think, 3 dime stores on the square, and the kids parked there on Saturday night and honked horns and cruised and all that sort of thing. But over time, the square started to deteriorate a little, but I'm so thankful it never got completely empty like you see so many of small town America now. When I go visit other areas, sometimes I'm so thankful when I come home that that the people have cared enough to love the old square and keep it vital. There are several new restaurants around town. There is what I would think of as a rainbow row. They painted the fronts of some of the old 2-story buildings. It's just wonderful how it looks. Me being in the Visitors Information Center, I get to hear the remarks of the area and how people come and stay in our little RV park, and they love to go up on the square. It's like going back in time. And almost all the buildings, I believe, are restored except for the old Grandview Hotel, which of course is in process now. All this family of mine and everyone is so anxious. We're driving Alexander and Sandra crazy because we're wanting to see it where we can open it and go in. As a child, Olin Mills Photography used to come in and take pictures. I have a picture of my sister and I when we were like 4 and 6, and it was taken inside that hotel. And I have memories of how that looked inside just from being a child. And I watched the fair parade from the balconies that used to be on the hotel. And my mother told me that when she was young, and my mother is 75, that as a teenager, Dr. Carter, our old family, the only doctor that was here at that time, he would get someone that, I think my aunt was sick, and my mother went and stayed with her. He said, now go over there and stay in the Grandview, and I'll come check on you after a while. So it was the only place for people to stay in town. There are lots and lots of events that we have on the square. It's not a square that's not used. We have our 2 parades. We have the Carroll County Fair Parade, and of course we have Miss Carroll County rides around on their cars, and we have old antique cars, and we have horses, and we always have the horses last. I'll let you guess why. Ice Cream Social. It's an annual thing. I think this year is our 22nd year, I believe, of the Ice Cream Social. Early on, years ago, the merchants on the square would make homemade ice cream with the old crankers, but it got to be, and that we had so many people they couldn't possibly make enough, not without sore arms, so they went to buying the ice cream, and now it's still hand-dipped but not homemade. And we have a crafts fair at the same time. And this year we plan on having a jam session, local people that can come and their friends that play music, and we're going to have gospel on Friday night and bluegrass on Saturday night, and looking forward to that. We're going to try some new things. But we are so glad to have the hotel to not be an eyesore anymore. Our square has been kept up so well, except for that one building, and everyone, I mean myself, I thought, oh gosh, if I could just find a way to buy that and redo it. And I understand that it's quite a job, and it's been an awful lot of work for these guys to do. But I got to go in the other day on the main floor, and it's a beautiful old piece of history that's just coming back to life. So we look forward to seeing that. I worked as a substitute teacher before I took this position, and worked with a lot of the art students. That was my place at the school. And from what I understand, the Ozarks is going to be a place. There is nothing in our town. Now, Eureka Springs is close by, and of course they have their artwork over there, but we wanted something local. These young people can go and talk to them and see that there is some hope that they, from little old Berryville, could go and find out where they could go, what they could do. Do they have talent? I understand there's a large push for live music to be on the square. That sort of thing hasn't been here since I don't think I remember. We are just looking forward to seeing all that activity back on the square that Ozarks is bringing when they get this all finished, or when they're getting ready to open, and we can all come. Their Circle the Square was wonderful last year, and looking forward to that again this year. And of course, me here at the Chamber of Commerce, we think that is going to be a big boon for the community, and bring out lots of folks that maybe just sit out in the country, but when they hear this, they'll be in town, and that's a wonderful thing for our community. I would like to welcome anyone that comes into the mountains of Northwest Arkansas to come by and see us here in Berryville. I'm at the Chamber of Commerce office, which is also the local Visitors Information Center. We have a little RV park, and we would be glad to see you and visit with you and help guide you to the things that you might want to see in this neighborhood. Recently, there was a presentation by one of the television stations in Springfield, Missouri, which is a larger town to the north of us here, talking about the Berryville Square, how it hadn't died away as so many of them have. And so we are very proud of that, and we welcome you to come to our area and see us. Thanks.